Hello, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at what I consider to be the best and most useful motorcycle products and accessories on the market. But before we do, roll the credits. Okay, welcome back. So before we start, I'd just like to say, please remember that this isn't a be-all and end-all of all the products out there. These are what I consider to be the best products and the most useful products. They may be useful for me, they may not be useful for you, so just bear that in mind. However, as you can see, three different bikes. So what do we need for three different bikes? We need accessories that are going to be universal. So I'm not going to cover anything on this video where it is a specific bike product. Everything that I'm going to be looking at is going to be universal. So with that in mind, what is the first product? Number one. Okay, number one, the SAE cable and USB charger. Now these things are really simple and easy to use. They just attach straight to the battery and they give you a short cable that you thread through the frame, and you can have it sticking out as shown, and they can be used for a number of things. So first of all, I use this one when my bike's not being used and I need to plug in the trickle charger, the battery maintainer. I can plug it straight into there without taking the seat off and having to get access to the battery. Also, I use this quite a lot. As you can see, it's got the SAE connector on the end, and it is a double USB charging port. And this is really excellent because, yes, if we look up here, most bikes now, they do have them on the dash or somewhere on the frame. But for me to use this port here, I have to have the ignition switched on. If I've got the ignition switched on or the keys not in the ignition, I can't charge any of my accessories through that port, which can be a pain. So, you know, if you were in your tent or you were somewhere where you didn't want to leave your keys in the ignition, you'd be stuck for charging. So with this, it's ideal. I can just plug it in and I can charge things on the go. While I'm riding along, or while I'm stationary, seen by my tent, I can always use this double USB port to charge my items up. Which brings me on to this next one, the next accessory. This is the Aqua Handlebar Bug. Now, as it said, it's designed to go on the handlebars, but you can mount it to any bar. All it is straps on the back that you wrap around the bar, so it's mountable anywhere. And when you're not using it, you can take it off, you can strap it around your waist, take it away, keep your documents in, keep your camera in, your phone, whatever you need to keep in there. It's a really versatile thing. And what I like about it is, what I do, I pop in my USB charger like so. I wrap all the cable in there. Sorry, it's difficult to do with one hand. Plug this in, and then I can charge my GoPro batteries, my phone, whatever I want to as I'm going along. It's a really good setup for, you know, if you're into vlogging or you're into cameras and you want to keep your batteries charging as you go along. It's out of the way, it's not going to get tangled on anything. It's a really useful piece of kit, and I use it all the time. It comes with a waterproof rain cover, so you can just, if it's absolutely chucking it down, just pop the cover over and it keeps everything nice and dry. But it is pretty rainproof anyway, I would say. I wouldn't say it's waterproof, but it is a light shower. You can manage without putting the cover on, but if it's a really heavy downfall, or if you're riding for a long extended time in the rain, then just pop the cover over and it does the job absolutely fantastic. Okay, brings us on to number two. And remember, these aren't in any order. I'm just going through the bike as I see fit. A tyre pressure monitor. Now, I thought this was a bit of a gimmick at first when I bought it, but I can't believe how useful it is. when you're riding along, this thing lights up, and it is a very accurate one. I've tested it with different gauges and it does give a true reading, and it gives the front and rear tyre pressures, and it also gives the temperature of the tyre. Now, I'm not sure how correct the temperatures are. I haven't really tested that, but I know the tyre pressures are very, very accurate, and it's amazing how much your tyre pressures differ throughout the day on different road surfaces, different speeds, different temperatures. They really do fluctuate. It's also got an alarm system that you can set in for minimum amount of pressure and maximum amount of pressure. Also, you can set the alarm on the temperature as well. It's really good. You charge it up by USB, pop it on, and it just goes to sleep when it's not moving. If I move the handlebars, there you go, you see it's now come awake. So the battery in it, I mean, I've left it on for roughly about 2 months without having to charge it. So, you know, it's one of those things that you can put on. It works really, really well, and it's a no fuss. It's not a hassle at all, and it's very, very useful. Now, just be aware that there are cheap models out there. I did originally buy a cheaper one, and the thing caught fire while I was charging it. So I went out and I bought this one. This one was around about £50, I think, but it is worth every penny, and I use it every day. It really does give you confidence. You know, sometimes you might be in a situation where the bike doesn't feel quite right, or it's wandering around a bit, and you can look down and just look at the pressure in your tyres straight away to see if you've got a puncture. Really, really very good piece of kit. Okay, so next item, heated grips. Now, I've never had any other brand other than Oxford, and there's a very good reason for that. Is because they just do the job so well. There's 5 different heat settings on the intelligent heat controller, and that intelligent heat controller also switches off the heated grips once the ignition of your bike has been switched off. The old version, many years ago, if you didn't wire the heated grips into your ignition, you could switch off your ignition, walk away from the bike, forget that your grips are on, and then when you come back they will have flattened your battery and you wouldn't be able to start your bike. That is not an issue on these new grips. Like I say, they monitor how much voltage is actually going into the system, and as soon as it drops below a certain point, after you've switched your ignition off, they will just switch the grips off for you, so you never have to worry about forgetting to switch them off. They keep your hands lovely toasty and warm. They really are what they call hot grips. They really are hot, and they really do a good job in the winter months. A must for every bike in this country, in the UK, because of our weather. A must for every bike that doesn't have them fitted by a manufacturer. Okay, next item, TomTom Rider 550. This is most probably one of the best sat-navs, universal sat-navs that you can buy. It is an expensive product. I'm sure I paid around about 450 for this, but I will put the price up on the screen. It's just amazing. I know a lot of people say you don't need sat-navs, you can use your phone, and I totally agree. I used to be under that impression, and I used to use my phone all the time. However, there have been times when my phone's let me down for a number of reasons. One, it's lost signal, or number 2, the power that the bike was putting out through the charger wasn't enough to keep it charged all day under the demands of using the GPS. Many different reasons. But also on top of that, these GPSs now, they have so much more other functionality. You know, you get them and you download the program onto your laptop or your mobile phone with an app, and there's so many things that you can do. You can plan routes, you can look at routes that other people have done in the community. There's so many things. It's a whole review on its own. They really are worth the money. I was a bit sceptical when I bought it. However, now that I've bought it, I wouldn't be without it, and I would recommend, if you've got the amount of cash spare to buy one, then definitely buy one, and you will see just how versatile and how much more you can do with one of these than just using your phone as a sat-nav. Very, very good. Okay, the next item, quality spotlights. Now, there are many different makes out there you can get. I use Jevy, and a lot of modern motorbikes now, the headlights leave something to be desired. On this TRK 502, as much as I love the bike, the headlights are absolutely dismal. However, easily remedied by putting these quality spotlights on. They really do light up the road in front of you as good as any car headlights. They come with a switch that you can see there. Very easy to wire in and set up. Like I said, there are other brands on the market. I haven't tried them. But yeah, I definitely would recommend the Jiffy spotlights. Very, very good, high quality spotlights. Okay, next item. A fuel pump. And basically this is just a stirrup pump. You put one hose pipe into the petrol tank, the other end into a petrol can, and you start pumping it like an old-fashioned bicycle pump. And basically it will siphon whatever fuel you want either out of your tank into a jerry can, or vice versa, from a jerry can into your tank. Now, a lot of people most probably won't get as much use out of this as I do. I live in a very rural area. It can be quite a trek to get petrol, so I always have a couple of jerry cans in the garage that I can refuel my bike if I'm outside of opening hours and I need to use the bike, or you know, I'm running that low, or it's inconvenient to trek down to the petrol station. It's also good for maintenance use. You know, if you want to drain your tank, that's a whole different subject. Some people, when they lay their bikes up, like to totally empty their fuel tank. Me personally, I like to keep fuel in. It stops the inside of the tank rusting. If the fuel does go stale and it won't start, it's quite easy with this just to take it all out. So very inexpensive, very good, very usable, high quality. I think I paid around about £10 for this pump, and I've used it umpteen amounts of times. Okay, next item. Good old-fashioned metal jerry can. Does what it says on the lid. It's 20 litres. You put your fuel in it, you get this high quality nozzle for tipping into the tank. However, I just use the petrol pump that I've got, as it's a lot easier and a lot less messy. You can store 20 litres in there. You know, what is there to say? It's just a handy piece of kit to have in your garage, and I use these things all the time. Costs about 30 quid for two. Okay, next product, ACF 50. Always buy it in this form, where you get it as a liquid inside a container. Don't buy the aerosol. If you buy the aerosol cans, it really puts it on really gloopy. They get clogged up. It's not a good way to do it. You can buy these kits where you get this. I think it's about a litre, I think, a litre bottle, or 3/4 of a litre, I'm not sure how much is in there. But you buy this and they give you a little hand pump spray bottle with it, which I can't find for the love of money. And I use this most probably 2 or 3 times a year. Just before winter sets in, I'll give the bike a good deep clean and spray this on. Really does protect the bike. And then again, about halfway through winter, another deep clean, and just repeat the process. And then at the end of winter, just before the summer months come, give it another blast, get everything covered, and it really does protect the bike. It is an excellent, excellent product. Highly recommend. Just afterthought, just a little tip with ACF 50. The best way to apply it is to fill the sink full of really hot scalding water, and then just lay the bottles and the squeezy applicator bottle in the hot water, and that will heat up the ACF 50 and thin it down and make it a lot easier to get a nice even spray mist when you apply it to your bike. If you do it on a cold day without heating it up, it'll be very gloopy, it'll splutter, it'll keep clogging up, and it makes a mess. So definitely get it nice and warm before you apply it to your bike. Okay, next item, the Oxford Aqua T50 bag. They do them in different sizes. I think they do a 30 litre, a 50 litre and a 70 litre. Very, very good quality, very robust, totally waterproof. They've got all the straps that come with them for tying them down. As you can see, there's a a seat strap here that's Velcro, and they've got the loops all over, and they come with utility straps, so you can fit them almost to any bike, I would say. It's not something that I use every day, but when I go touring they are a godsend, and definitely highly recommended. I'm sure there are other products out there that are just as good. I've stuck with this because it's tried and trusted. I've had them over the years and I've never had no problems with them. So definitely it is a recommended product. Okay, next item, just a very simple thing. If you're into your GoPros or any kind of action camera and you like to get different views, different positions around the bike, you'll know that it can be a pain having to mount different brackets all over your bike. With this, you can just use this one. It is really quick. It's just a simple claw, as you can see. You undo the little catch on the side, it opens up, and then you screw it down onto a bar or whatever part of your bike that you're using, and you screw it up like an old-fashioned vice. And it is really quick, it is really simple, it is really safe and sturdy. Very good. I think I paid about, I don't know, about 12 quid, 10 quid, something like that. So highly recommended piece of equipment for making your life a lot easier if you're into your action cams. Okay, next product, the Moto GPS tracker. Now, I can't actually show you this device because all my bikes have these devices fitted to them, and obviously you need to put them on the bike somewhere that isn't obvious so people can't find it. And how it works is it's motion activated. You have this little key fob, and basically when this key fob is in a certain range of your bike, it deactivates it. So you can get on your bike, you can move it around, you can drive around, and it won't activate the alarm. However, if you walk away with this in your pocket and you leave and it goes out of range, it then arms the device. Once the device is armed, if anybody gets on your bike and rides away, it telephones you on your mobile phone, and it sends you a text message to tell you that your bike is moving. You can then open the app and you can actually trace your bike in real time on a map, very much like Google Maps, so you know exactly where your bike is. It is an absolutely brilliant piece of kit. It's very cost effective. I don't know how much a month it is, but I'm sure it's about, I don't know, I'll put the pricing up on the screen when I've had a look, but it's a very cheap way of having peace of mind that you're going to be able to recover your bike if it gets stolen. Very good. And it's a really small unit as well. It is very easy to hide on your bike, not like some of these big GPS trackers that are complicated to wire in and very difficult to hide and have very expensive monthly running costs. Also, it's not wired to the battery. It has its own internal battery as well that lasts, I don't know, I've had mine in now over 6 months and the battery is still strong in it. So you're not worried about it flattening your battery if you leave your bike for an extended period of time. So all in all, the Moto GPS tracker, very good piece of mind. Okay, this is the last item of the review, and it is the Kado Pack Talk Bold. It is an intercom. You can link it up to, I don't know, 15, 16 different riders, I believe. It works on a mesh system, so that it leapfrogs the signal from unit to unit instead of just using one unit to pick up, and that's why you can have so many riders attached to it over such a long distance. The sound quality is absolutely awesome. I've had Bluetooth helmets and Bluetooth headsets before inside helmets, and I've always struggled with hearing what people are saying to me. With this, there is absolutely no problem. It is loud and clear. It also does a lot of other things. There's so many things that this thing does. Again, it's a review on its own. You can link it to your sat-nav so that the sat-nav will talk inside your helmet to you, give you directions while you're riding along. It links to your phone so you can take calls and talk to people. You can listen to music through it from your phone. It also has a built-in radio, AM/FM radio, There's so many things that it can do. It's unbelievable. You can control it with voice through the little mic inside by giving it voice commands to do things. You can have an app with it and have control it on your phone, on the handlebars if you've got your phone mounted. It's a really versatile piece of kit, and it is very, very good. I haven't seen any bad reviews about it anywhere. You know, there are other products like SAE, but I have seen some bad reviews about the SAE, and I've spoken to people who have owned both Kado and SAE, and they say the Kado unit is by far superior. It's an expensive piece of kit, and if you don't ride with other people, then it may not be worth the amount of money, you know, for the usability that you'll get from it. However, you know, I go touring with my wife, and it's just good to be able to talk to her sometimes, honestly. No, it is good to be able to talk to her, and it's good to be linked to my phone when I'm riding along on tour or listening to music when I'm on my own on long, boring motorway journeys. So yeah, very, very good piece of kit. Okay, so there you have it. Those are my top products at the moment and top accessories. As I said, they are something that I use for the majority of the time. They all work well, and they're very, very useful, good quality products. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. There's lots of other things on my channel, all things motorcycle orientated. I do bike tours, day trips out, I do other product reviews, everything to do with motorbikes. So if you're into that kind of stuff, check out the channel Bike Rider Reviews. Thank you for watching. All that's left to say is ride safe everybody. Bike Rider Reviews out.